Hello and welcome to my channel. So my name is Emily and this is my channel, Books for Life. So today I'm here to talk to you about some book series that I don't plan on finishing. So don't hate me. If you love these book series, I'm happy you love them, but these are just ones that aren't for me and I don't plan on continuing. I have read at least one book in all of these series and most of them I have read more than that. I think there's only one that I've only read the first one. But if they're your favorites, I'm glad that you love them, but they're not my cup of tea. So the first series would be Ashfall by Mike Mullen. I believe I don't have it in front of me. This is a series, it's a YA, like science fiction, I guess. It's not really though, because it could actually happen. So it is about the supervolcano in Yellowstone erupting and what would happen. I actually really enjoyed the first one and I liked the second one. It's just been so many years since I have read it that I'm just not going to pick up the third one. I own it, but I'm not going to read it. Sorry, my dog's in here. So the main character in this story is home alone for the weekend. His parents and his sister have left to go visit his uncle and they have left him home alone and he's very excited for his first weekend without his family. That first night, all of a sudden there was like this huge noise and a really loud bang and no one had any idea what was happening. He like went and stayed with his neighbors and then decides to like make the journey to his uncle's house. And now we have like feet of ash, like snow, that has fallen, and Mike Mullen used actual like scientific reports as to what they think would happen if that supervolcano were to erupt. And so he did a lot of research before writing this and he used that, and there's like a ton of footnotes in the back and everything, which I thought was really interesting. And so this story is about this boy's journey trying to get to his family. And I did really enjoy the first one. I liked the second one. I just, like I said, I know that I'm not going to pick it up again. Okay, I know that there are a lot of Cassandra Clare fans out there, so don't hate me for these ones. But I am not going to finish the Mortal Instrument series. I also have no intention of reading the something artifacts or whatever. I have no intention of reading any of her books. I'm sorry, but I don't. I did read the first 3 books last year in the Mortal Instruments series, I think it's called. I read like City of Bone and City of Glass, I think. I don't know, the first 3, and I gave it a shot because some of my students raved about them, but I don't know. I thought they were okay. I think teenage Emily would have loved them, but almost 30-year-old Emily just is like, oh, okay. Like, I thought the whole thing with like I don't know, that he could be her sister, but they're falling in love, like, that just really grossed me out. Like, I don't know. I was done after that point when that, like, romance, but you're my brother type thing kept happening. Like, I was done after that. I know that it didn't work out that he was, but I don't know. Just the idea that he could have been, yet they're falling in love. Oh, I don't know. Grossed me out. So I don't have any intention of reading this. I know I'm not going to finish that series. I have no intention of picking up any of the others in that world. If you really feel like I need to, let me know down below and maybe I will consider it. But at this point, I have no interest in reading Cassandra Clare's novels. Sorry. Oh! Well, hello! There we go. I think that's a little bit better. My dog is joining me. She wants to play. Yes, she does. And so she is coming in here quite a bit and knocking my camera over and doing all sorts of fun things, so don't mind her. The next series, I cannot remember who it's by, but I'll put a lovely picture here or here, you know, somewhere. And this is the Alice in Zombieland series. I started reading these last year. I think there's 4 books. I think I read the first 3. I have no interest in reading the last one. Honestly, I feel like it was the same exact story over and over and over again with minor changes. I just felt like I was rereading the same exact plot. Like they went against the same exact company in every single one. I liked the first one the most, which is why I kept reading them, but I was just so done by the end of the third one, and I own the last one. I just have no intention of reading it. And I was also just disappointed that it was Alice in Zombieland, but like the references to Alice in Wonderland were minimal. And a lot of times it was just like the chapter titles connected to Alice in Wonderland, if my memory serves me right. I remember there being like almost no connections to Alice in Wonderland. I love fairy tale retellings. Like that's my, I love that. Like those are my go-to books. So to have like Alice in Zombieland, I'm thinking there's going to be tons of references. and there wasn't, was just like really disappointing to me. Another series I do not plan on finishing is the Red Queen series by Victoria Aveyard, I think. I read the first one and loved it. Then I read the second one and enjoyed it. So at this point, it's just been so long since I read the series that when I read the third one, I didn't really remember what had happened, and now I barely remember the story at all. So I just feel like I would have to do so much research in order to remember what happened to read the last one. That I'm done with that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And there's too many books on my bookshelves that I really want to read that I don't want to have to go back and, reread a series that I thought was only okay to begin with. So I have two more series that I want to talk about. The next one is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I read the first book and I love the idea of incorporating pictures, and I loved that. I liked the concept of this storyline, but I don't know, I just feel like it's not for me. Hello again. See? Just a little turd. Just a little turd is doing it. Yes, she is. Get you back where you're supposed to be. I think that's better. I enjoyed it, but I'm not invested in it. I think I didn't give it a rating because I wasn't doing ratings at that time. If I were, I probably would have done like a 3 or a 3.5. There are just way too many books out there that I don't want to take the time to read this series. I have all of them but the last one because I had a student who really wanted to read them, so I bought them all for her so that she could read them, and then I just put them in my classroom library. But I just know that's a series that I'm not going to get into. And then finally, the last book series at this point I don't think I'm going to finish. That's the Eragon series. I read the first one and loved it this summer, and I have a review about it up here, and I think there could be a lot I could do with that, like in a reluctant readers class. I think would be really cool. Like I think I could get a ton of especially my male students invested in this series and really want to read more. The world building, especially in the first one, was phenomenal, but then the second one I felt like there was just too much world building. I was halfway through the book and he hadn't even done the thing that he was set out to do yet. Like in the second book he's supposed to go meet the elves, and that didn't happen. I have a whole vlog of me listening to it. I still haven't finished it, and it's like 25 hours long, I think, on audio, and it was just, oh my god, I just dragged and dragged and dragged. So I haven't finished it. I have DNF'd the book. I do still have it on Audible, so I could keep listening to it. I don't think I'm going to because there are way too many books out there that I want to read and listen to, so I think that series I'm kind of done with as well. So what book series are out there that you don't plan on reading or finishing, or just reading at all? Like, are there any series that you're like, not for me? I'd love to hear about it. And maybe it's one that I love, and maybe one I can convince you to read. If you really feel like I need to give one of these book series a second chance, please let me know in the comments below, and I would love to talk to you about that. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I'll be back with more bookish videos soon. Keep reading!